Candles will be lit on graves across Normandy on Wednesday evening to remember the fallen from D-Day. It's the beginning of commemorations ahead of tomorrow's 80th anniversary of the world's largest invasion by sea and air that helped turn the tides of the Second World War in favour of the Allies. Welsh veterans are among those heading to the north of France. There for us this evening is our correspondent, Alexandra Hartley. Alex, it must be a very poignant moment for those attending.
Absolutely, John. Incredibly poignant. People have come from all over the world to be here to commemorate the 80th anniversary. We are on Arromanches Beach, which is also known as Gold Beach during the operation to land here. Over my shoulder, you can see just beyond the vehicles on the horizon the remains of Mulberry Harbours. You can also see the remains here on the beach. Now, these were crucial bits of kit that took troops and supplies on and off the beaches, and the fact that they are still standing here 80 years on shows what a feat of engineering they were. And one Welsh man, his name was Richard Pelzer, a D-Day veteran from Swansea, was responsible for helping to assemble and install these crucial bits of kit. And our very own reporter Richard Morgan has been to meet him and hear his remarkable story.
After storming the beaches on D-Day, the Allies' next challenge was supplying reinforcements and equipment for their advance into occupied Europe. To do this, they constructed vast artificial ports known as Mulberry Harbours. Richard from Swansea helped build them. But first, on D-Day itself, he faced the dangerous task of clearing the landing beaches of booby traps, work which proved deadly for one of his comrades from the Royal Engineers.
Corporal he was, Corporal Ray. We ditched up this obstacle when the bulldozer started pulling. This telemine went off. Next thing, he went sprawling by the side of me, and that was it.
Mightiest of engineering feats.
With the beachhead secure, the next stage was to construct the Mulberry Harbours, a mammoth task which saw hundreds of prefabricated structures brought across the channel. The resulting ports, assembled in just 12 days by thousands of engineers, featured 6 miles of steel roadways.
Very pleasing sight, to be honest. To say that it was there when the keel of that went down to the completion. I think I was a lucky chap.
The harbour, which Richard helped build, became known as Port Winston, allowing 2.5 million men and 500,000 vehicles to join the fighting. An engineering feat which hastened the end of the war.
It was still operating in November of that year. Built in June on the beach and operated. The people who planned Mulberry Harbour knew that an army marches on his stomach. I'll be honest, without Mulberry Harbour, the invasion would have flopped.
Richard, a former diver with the engineers, won't be in Normandy this year, but he's under no illusions about the significance of the anniversary. Why is it important that people today remember what happened then?
To show that the freedom they got today was fought on the beaches of Normandy. They can thank their freedom today to the invasion.
A lesson as relevant today as when troops first set foot on French soil all those years ago. Richard Morgan, ITV News in Swansea.
Well, events are well and truly underway here today. We have been treated to fly past. There have been ceremonies of remembrance, and there have been parades through villages where veterans have been flanked by marching bands and soldiers, and those routes have been lined with people cheering, clapping and applauding and stopping veterans to shake their hands and simply say thank you. Of course, the number of D-Day veterans still alive are dwindling, and those who have made the journey out here, this may be their last pilgrimage. And they, of course, all get a hero's welcome when they turn up anywhere. But on the eve of D-Day, it is hard to imagine what would have been going through the minds of the young men about to launch onto these shores. But tomorrow there will be more commemorations and reflections of the sacrifices they all made to ensure that we can all still enjoy freedom.
Well, Alex, I'm sure it's going to be an extraordinary day tomorrow. Talk to you then.